What's one of the problems that we have with the city yard here?
Well, we're sitting here at the intersection of North Russell Street and Taft Avenue. And one of our big issues, especially for the neighborhood, is that our dump trucks and all of our traffic that's going into our yard here off Taft Avenue, and it just beats up the street. It's not good for the neighbors, and that is just one reason why we would like to get out of this, because this isn't good for the neighbors here on Russell and Taft Avenue.
And when the snow's coming, that's an even bigger challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We're going to go into the yard now and take a look at it. That had a garbage collection, and that goes way back into I believe the 60s and 70s. And then Bob Roberts, I believe, took over his business and ended up here in the yard. So that shows you how old this yard is. The buildings here are quite old, and it would be nice to either tear them down, build something else, or move to another place.
And if you stay here, then of course you still have the problem with the heavy trucks moving through here, because there's not really great access here.
That's right. We still have that issue.
And then this is where all the city vehicles come, is that right?
All the city vehicles come here. We've got our salt bin, and everything happens here as far as the street department. Now, the office for the water department is also here, but we've got a place out on 29 West where the wells are, and we do all of our testing, water, adding whatever needs to be done to the water and out there. But this is the real hub of what we do.
Shall we park and go take a closer look at stuff?
Sure.
We don't have any really good place to wash trucks, do we?
No, it's all cut up. This is
Not very efficient space.
no, not at all.
And we can't store all of our vehicles in here.
No, they're
real
stored,
easily.
They're still stored out in the yard, and we'll be able to store almost all of our equipment under roof at White's, and that's another reason it'll help protect the.
Well, if you garage stuff, it just lasts so much longer.
Sure, yeah.
We don't necessarily have that opportunity right now.
Right. There's some other ideas or what, but this is an old area, and I don't know how dirty it is. Obviously, we're going to have to have a phase 1, phase 2 to determine what we can do with this property, whether to sell it. Just right over here is housing. This could be turned into housing, but obviously it's going to have to be checked to see how dirty it is.
Depending on the zoning, right?
Yeah.
That's a fun subject, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. So anyway, this is an old place, I understand, and I can't tell you what years it is, whether you go back to 1900 or before that. It used to be a glass factory here.
A glass factory.
And they didn't make plate glass, but they made glasses and ornamental glass, that kind of stuff here.
Gotcha.
And underneath here is some tunnels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you got to be careful where the heavy trucks go?
Well, I'm not real sure, but it's...
So this is more equipment that's stored in here.
And it's a Quonset hut.
This is from the 40s then. And they have to move things around in order to get things out and what have you.
Well, you can see there's holes in the roof.
No, there's a nice hole right there. There's a nice big gash over there. So it's not dry in here.
Not totally, no. It's an old building.
Yeah, it's from the 40s.
That we just got 2 years ago.
But it could be moved.
Oh, it can be moved easily. All it really is going to need, it could be dismantled. We'd have to put a new pad in, but it's really a great bin.
Yep. And of course, all the blades here for the snow are
Stored outside.
and that reduces their life.
Very much so.
And all the trucks, people are out and about doing their thing here.
Right.
So the city park has a garage. It's a pretty nice facility.
Yes.
The city park's in magnificent shape, along with the city pool.
Well, you should have seen where the maintenance was at the city park. It was the old building right where the landfill is. And it was just an old maintenance building. But now they got a nice building
We can store things in it, and it's really good.
Yeah.
But and we're just trying to upgrade the infrastructure, just like we did with the water and sewer. We just keep doing that and keep doing the streets.
Those are grants, and Doug is the master at getting those grants.
Doug is real good at it, and I have to say, especially when it comes to the maintenance of the streets and that, not totally, but when we redid High Street, I gotta thank the Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, for what they've done for the city. We get along real well with the state, and I just can't say enough about the state on what they do for us, and they get along very well with Doug Crable, and Doug does a wonderful job working and dealing with the state.
So those relationships are invaluable.
It's all,
and having good working relationships.
It's all relationships. Let me tell you, no matter whether it's with the state, with the feds, with the county commissioners, it's all about relationships. Because if you don't get along, things aren't going to happen. And so my attitude is to get along, and let's get things done, and let's make Urbana a much better community.
These are some of our storage.
Yeah, this is some of our storage, and we used to have more of them. And believe it or not, here comes a plane overhead.
So you had more of these storage?
We had a lot more of these storage, and we even have, the police had their evidence stored out here, and we had a big one that the police would store all the bicycles and things that were stolen, and we couldn't find who
belonged to them.
And they were all stored out here. And then once a year they would have an auction. Well, we did away with the auction, and we took it to Gov Deal, and so we put it on Gov Deals with for auction there, and it's a lot easier. But I know there's some citizens that really enjoyed coming to the police auction, but we don't do that anymore.
Well, you said
Let's walk over here. What do you call it?
the street stuff,
Yeah.
leaf blowers and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
and manhole covers and what have you.
And this would fit well. There's plenty of room at White's back behind that area. There's plenty of room for having a yard like this to store stuff out away from everything.
With easy ingress and egress
Yes.
for the trucks.
And then over there's some additional cold storage, so you could put all the snow shovels, and you got everything that could be on the roof.
Right, and that's good.
And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 bays, so that all of the equipment and all the vehicles would be inside.
Right.
So what would happen with the new car lot or the used car lot that's over
Well,
here?
that is something to be discussed. I'm not so sure we don't need all this property, but my thought was, well, maybe we could sell that off to
defray some of the cost of it.
Yeah, defray some of the cost, but it could be some mercantile operation. You might even be able to put a strip mall in there. I don't know, but I don't think we're going to need all that land. Now, as you go over here, this is where the city school system has park their buses back here. Since we really haven't closed on the property yet, but we're working on it, we haven't had any real discussion with the school system. But we always, whatever White's was doing with the school system, we were willing to do the same thing. So that's not going to change any. And if you look further west here, it's still, we got land way back beyond there. And of course the bus drivers park over there.
Cost analysis benefit.
Yes. It would cost us more if we were going to redo all of Taft Avenue. We did a cost analysis 3-4 years ago when we were considering just redoing Taft Avenue. But like I said at the very beginning, this really isn't good for the people on Taft and Russell Avenue with all of our trucks. We're talking about big dump trucks. I think it would be really good for the city to have their street and water department here.
So would any city offices move up here, or just?
Well, that brings up an interesting question. We've had some issues with the amount of people we've got coming to council meetings now.
Yep.
And it has been talk about taking the showroom, turning that into council and commission to meet here instead of upstairs in the training room, where this is handicap accessible. We don't have to build another building, which we had talked about there on Water Street. It's just been in discussion, that's all. But this would really serve very well as being a council and commission area.
So that you could have a lot more people there. I suppose you could probably put a couple hundred people in there.
Oh, it will serve as well, and if not better, than the county building.
And that you'd have better internet access here too, because that's the problem with the recording at this the county building is the internet access, the wireless is just not strong enough to have a good consistent live feed for that.
So see if I can squeeze through here without going out into the street.
There's somebody here.
They're doing our phase 2 of this building.
Pre-inspection. So this is not a done deal yet.
No, it's not a done deal.
So there's lots of conversations that can be had about it.
Well,
Lots of ideas.
But we're close. And honestly, I just think it's going to be really good for the city of Urbana. You know, people can cry and whine about this and that, but all in all, this is a really good opportunity.
And the building itself is in great shape.
Oh,
Better shape than putting money into buildings that got holes in the roof, which you
Right.
can't fix. Well, you could, but it'd just be.
This could handle almost all the parking that is needed for whether you have a city council meeting here or a planning commission meeting. So real easily it'd solve a lot of problems.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for taking us on the tour,
Sure.
Bill.
Well, I don't know if we've heard things, people have talked about it, but there's never really been any real discussion about how positive coming here is going to be. Also, we're going to get all of the lifts that are in the building, meaning that, and I think I said it before, but I'll say it again, this gives us the opportunity to do all the maintenance of our own vehicles here on site, and we could go out and get certified a mechanic to do a lot of other things. And I don't know what the city did with their buses, but it might give us an opportunity to be able to service the city school system's buses. So I think it's a win. Reduce costs.
Increase efficiency and productivity.
Yep.
And enhance the life of the city vehicles by storing them inside, and the security of the city vehicles too.
Right.
Hopefully we have never had any issues with that, but
Well,
it's always a good idea to be heads up with that.
And what we try to do, we've got all of our vehicles on a revolving plan to, once they get to a certain age or whatever, get rid of them and get new. And that way it keeps our maintenance costs down. And we take those vehicles, we put them on gov deals and retrieve that money and put it back into whatever division it is. And so it works out real.
Well, thanks for your time.
I appreciate it.